Hi guys, FrostFangs here, welcome back once again, of course, to another Paladins video back on the PTS. We're going to be playing some more Yagorath today. If you haven't seen the first video, which was kind of the introduction, go ahead and check that one out first, because in this video I'm not really going to be explaining too much about her kit. I'm not going to be going through anything. I've got a loadout built for her, which I will explain a little bit, and why I've got the cards I've got. I've got a level 4 currently, so it is still pretty new. She's only been out for like a day when I'm recording this, even less than a day, but of course I will be making more videos as time goes on, one at the end of the PTS maybe, and definitely when she releases, so more Yagorath stuff to come, of course, but this is more of a first impressions. But definitely, if you haven't seen the first video I put out on Yagorath, go ahead and check that one out first, and then come back here and watch this one, because it's a bit of a, I guess, primer for this video, more of an introduction for the build. I've got two different sections. This one's kind of a filler card, buffing out the right click and buffing out the Q. Those are the ones I feel are going to be the most important. It's really hard to tell, because again, she's really new. She's not really the same as Corvus or Vora, where there were a few cards you could really obviously tell were a bit better than the rest. I feel like for the most part, her cards are relatively even, with a few being a little bit weaker, and this is what I ended up going for, a 200 heal whenever I hit somebody with quills, and also reset on our quills with spray. And then the other section of it is buffing out the Q, increasing the efficiency but reducing the duration, then also halving the efficacy but also giving us the benefit after the Q ends. I had a few people in the first video who were kind of confused about how this one worked, because the video's been up for a couple hours when I'm recording this. So the really easy way to explain it is that this one gives you more damage reduction at the cost of duration. This one gives you duration after you actually finish the Q at the cost of damage reduction. I don't know if I made that more complicated or not. For the talent, I don't have the last one unlocked, so we will be sticking to corrosive acid. Sight begets strength is a bit of a weird one, so we're not going to be running that, but this one is just a pretty straightforward buff to your spear. I am also going to be playing on NA, which is going to kind of suck, because it's like 6 AM when I'm recording this video, and there isn't really anybody playing on EU. EU is usually more dead on the PTS stuff, and NA is pretty active most of the time, so we're going to be playing on NA with like 200, 300 ping. It's going to be a bit weird. Alright, fantastic. Managed to get Yagorath the first try. We've got the new Siege Timber Mill, although the message ID doesn't display properly. This was a good chance for me to show it off alongside the new champion. I've obviously played Yagorath a little bit, and I'm actually kind of surprised with how different she plays than I was originally expecting. She doesn't play like any other character really in the game, and playing against her is also really weird. She doesn't have that much damage output, but she just has tankiness for days. We've got, like I said, Siege Timbermill, we've got a Torvald, we've got a Zin, a Fury, and an Inara. We're up against another Yagorath, a Vora, a Sky, a Fury, and a Lex. We'll go ahead and grab our corrosive acid and then the setup. Another thing that got asked quite a bit in the first video was, how does she mount up? She doesn't. You kind of just get into your F and then roll away. You actually don't have a mount, but here is a look at the new Timbermill. I like it less than I thought I would, but it's definitely better than the other one, although the spawn and stuff is a little bit weird. There's the Q. We'll pop into the F. I did drop some left clicks down there with a little spinny form. There goes the Lex. We'll get into the F again. Pop the right click. You do have the extra kind of movability just like you do with Ram. That's a stun. I just got absolutely blasted. There's the Q. We'll switch into the F and try and tank stuff. Fury hit me with some heals. There, Yagorath is nearly gone. I don't think our Fury's gone for Solar Blessing though, which would have been fantastic. There, Fury has. Considering we have 3 tanks, it's really a shame, because it would have been really nice to have her with Solar Blessing, because she only has 1 healing ability now to freaking 3 people. Pop the right click. We can just go over here. We got Thanks Grandpa, Yomi, Cherish, Treacherous Ground, and we're up against Discovery, Solar Blessing, Debilitate, Relentless Presence, and Corrosive Acid. So yeah, don't really need to jump on the point, because the team's got that covered, so I guess we can just push up aggressively. Yagorath does feel a little bit janky. I feel like she could definitely do with some fixes and some changes. We'll see, I guess, what happens. I'm dead to the Sky. How did I take so much damage so quick? Either way, there is the objective captured. Fair enough. There is Fury going for the ult. We'll switch into this and try and blast her a little bit. There we go. She is a goner. Zin's ulting the Vora. Nice. We can just switch into the F. Pop the right click, pop the left click as well. Switch into the F just to make sure she's gone. Pop into the F. Blast the Sky a little bit there, 'cause she's in the window. Hello, Fury. You're definitely gone here as well, although trying to play with this much delay is fucking painful. Switch into the F again. There's the push successful. I feel like our team comp here gives us a pretty big advantage, but we are 2-0. Well done, team. Yeah, this is definitely going to be a bit of a weird video, but I guess I also get to show off the new Timbermill, which is nice. I think I like the map for the most part, other than the spawn. I really don't like the spawning area. I feel like it's way too easy to get trapped in, and just wasn't really thought out all that much, but I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts, of course, in the comments. Roll to the middle. I popped the Q for the reveal, got stuck on a corner. We'll pop the F. I'm trying to pop the F, but I guess it's because I was in my left click. I didn't know that was a thing. There's the Q. I think I might be dead. She's trying to hit me with a heal. Torvald hit me with the shield, but I am a goner. Sky threw down the ultimate there anyway, so I guess we got that out. So that's something I didn't know, is that you can't stand switch when you're using your left click in your travel form. Good to know. There's the Q. We'll just go jump onto the point, pop the F, blast him a little bit. I'll pop the Q for the damage reduction. Lex is just going to go ahead and remove me from the game. Sky really is shredding me. This is my first time going against Sky. She's gone for, you know, a setup to counter me, which is really a pain in the ass, but I feel like she's taking pretty much all of my health off. I will get some Haven to try and counter it, but maybe it's just because I'm playing on an A, it just feels like it's faster than it actually is. We'll pop the Q, kind of go around here, pop an F. Hello, enemy Yagorath. I actually can't ult you, even though it says that I can there. She's Solar Blessing him, so of course I'm not going to be able to get rid of him. I'll try and get rid of the Fury at first. Do I go ahead and ult? I don't know. Torvald's going for his ult for some reason, but of course I'm a goner. Solar Blessing Fury with a Yagorath versus Yagorath and a Torvald. Of course I'm going to lose that fight. Kind of goes without saying, but Solar Blessing and abilities like that, like a Damber Gourd or whatever, are just going to be huge heals for Yagorath. I'm just going to try and blast the Vora down there, and the legs did get the objective lost. I feel like I was on that a little bit, but there we go. I am a goner because everybody's on me. I'm running in a little bit too much here, but what I was trying to say before in the last fight is that you can't ult Yagorath. It looks like you can hit E and pull him, but you can't ult him because he's immune to it. Another thing that I forgot to mention in the intro video is that you can actually miss the ultimate. You do have to be kind of accurate with it. Vora's going to go ahead and use her thing. We'll pop our F here kind of on the ledge and throw some stuff over. I actually don't know if my spit can reach that far. I don't think it can, but there's some ticks for the Vora, I guess. Can I grab him when he's in that? No. Okay, I didn't know if you could grab him when he was in the travel form. I knew you couldn't grab him when he was planted, but it was worth a try because I think he is still immune to a lot of the CC when he's in his F, but now I know. Fury is just going to fully heal him because solo bursting here is going to be really, really strong. I genuinely have no idea why Fury went for Cherish, but we'll just go spin over this way, pop a Q for the reveal, pop the F, blast the enemy Yagorath a little bit. There we go. We took a bunch of his health off and also some from her. Blast him down there a little bit. Jesus Christ, that Sky really, really does melt me. The Lex is doing pretty good as well, but that Sky Poison Bolt is just brutal. This is my first time going against the Sky, so I'm only now just realizing how much she goes through you. Torvald popped the ultimate, pushed them all away. We'll run it back in. We'll take a little bit of a sharp angle, pop the Q, switch into that, blast the Fury a little bit. She should be gone, maybe. And Nara there saying eat something Yag. I guess we should pull our ultimate out sometime soon. It's weird though how Yagorath is a counter to Yagorath. That doesn't happen too many times with character releases, but there is the defense failed because everybody pushed up and left Torvald on his own. I guess we can take the Sky out kind of cheesily, but there is the 2-2. One more thing that I forgot to mention in the intro video, I think this is the last one, is that you do get a lot of your ultimate back. If you do miss it, you get 50% back, which is pretty good, and you also generate it really, really quickly. Gonna go ahead and pop the ult. That missed. There's my Q for the damage reduction. Okay, so we could just straight tank that. You love to see it. There's the Q, but I'm definitely dead to that Sky. She just melts me, genuinely. Nobody else is really even doing that much. That Sky, though, is just tanking my health. I did hop on it there to trigger the overtime, but I guess nobody else is bothering to, so that is the 2-3. I'm just going to focus on getting my Haven finished. Zin wasn't mounted up for some reason, but let's just roll back in. Pop a Q for the reveal, pop an F. Thank you, Fury, for the ultimate. There's some damage to the Vor, but we're going to need to reposition already. I guess I should sit somewhere here, kind of on the top. That's the stun. Ow. Pop the F, right click, could do a bit of a spin here. There's a Q as well. There's my F. I'm going to go ahead and just ult the Fury instantly to take her out. Actually, never mind. I guess they got rid of my health, and now I'm stuck in an animation, and I'm dead. Didn't know that happened. That felt stupidly bad to use. I was like point blank range with the Fury. Surely I'd just be able to chomp her straight away, but they took all of my health off, and then I died because I got stuck on like a dying animation for the ultimate, and it took off my actual health, not like the 4,000 bonus you get. So that sucked. Right, let's try and run back in. I'm going to pop the F here, just make sure they don't get the 2-4. Just blast the Yagorath and the Vora. He's probably just going to go ahead and execute me. There we are. We are a goner, and that is the defeat. I feel like we totally deserved the loss there. I did pretty damn bad. 315, 50k. Obviously the deaths are because of the Sky. Our damage wasn't actually that bad, and the amount of crits we had wasn't abysmal. Our Zin did okay. Torvald and Aranara didn't do too bad, but our Fury there was definitely a weakling. She had 3 tanks and healed for 36k. Their Fury didn't have a tank other than the Yagorath there and healed for 90k because Solar Blessing. Not going to sit here and rag on her because there wouldn't really be much point. I feel like that match kind of spoke for itself. Playing Yagorath pretty much without a healer is relatively rough, especially against a team comp like that. Vora did really good, the Sky shredded, the Fury did a really good job, their Yagorath and their Lex also did fine, but everything in that match just went wrong. I don't really know what else I could add. We'll go ahead and jump into a game 2. Shouts also to their Fury and their Lex. I nearly missed that one. Right, well, for game 2 we've got Seize Timuma again. Not a great map for Yagorath, doesn't really play into her strengths all that much, but we've got a Ram, a Ceres, a Genos and a Dredge, so a much better team comp this time. We'll grab Corrosive Acid and then the setup. Shoutouts to our Ceres and our Ram. Nearly missed it there in the chat. I'll definitely take that into consideration. We're up against another Yagorath, a Vora, a Corvus, a Victor, and a Willow. We'll start off with some Cauterize. We'll pop the right click 4 times. We've got Pyrocosmium, Agony, and Force. I'm just going to go here on the right Abyss Spike. Missed it. Nice. Pop the Q for the damage reduction. I don't know if the damage goes up or down at all. I don't think it does, which is really, really weird because it feels like an ability that should deal damage in like a bit of an upwards and downwards area. Pop the F here again. Start blasting the Vora and also the Willow. I've got a bit blasted there by the Victor. He's reloading. Switching to the F. How am I not dead? Vora is chasing. I don't know how I'm here on 100 health. Thank you, team, for the heals, but we are finally a goner. For the talents on their side, we're against Relentless Presence, Spreading Influence, Shrapnel, Corrosive Acid again, and Nightshade. Pop the F, just start blasting the enemy Yagorath. There we go, he's definitely gone, or maybe not because he got huge heals. Pop the F, stand switch, move a little bit forward, blast the Victor here if we can. I'm going to pop the Q for some sort of damage build up. We'll pop it early to deal some damage to the Yagorath, and I guess just try and blast him. He's doing the exact same thing. I think I'm going to lose the fight, especially with the Victor ulting there. Overall, this match feels a lot more even, but their Willow is a pain in the ass with the dead zone. We'll pop the Q, jump onto the point. Don't think my spit even reaches up there. Might do just on the edge, but I can't really tell. I'm going to go ahead and ult somebody. Oh my god, I'm going to have to edit that so that it doesn't give people seizures, but I think that is me as a goner because the ultimate is not the best ability ever. Just going to roll onto the point. Seems like the Yagorath is going for the same thing. We'll just try and blast him as much as we can. I'm going to pop the Q early because we might as well. There's 1,000 damage on him. He ran away. Our arm's doing laps, and there we go. That is the objective captured. I need to pop my Q early though because we get the damage reduction after the Q ends, so it kind of works for the tactic. Hit the right click and also the left click. I'm going to plant myself kind of here on the top and blast. I imagine he's going to teleport away. There's the Q. I think I'm gone. I tried to pop it early, but it's a little bit too slow. Going to go ahead and ult Devourer, or not. I guess it just didn't feel like doing it and put it on cooldown. Just going to sit on the point a little bit. There is the Q. That dead zone from her is brutal. Ceres with the combo, though. You'll love to see it. That was actually really, really quite nice. Pop the F, and then I'm going to try and chase this Yagorath a little bit. He's going into his thing. My Ram is following me. There's the Q. He's going to go for his ultimate. There's that, and also a little bit of damage. He's gone. So me and Yagorath pretty much traded. Was that worth it? Definitely not. Just waiting here on the Yagorath again. John's going for the combo. I'm trying to use my Q. It takes so long for everything to react, but he is gone. I'm going to try and ult the Victor. She did the animation, didn't she, there to try and grab somebody, but I didn't miss either because it didn't go on cooldown. I have no idea. Yeah, what I was trying to say is I'd love to see some sort of change to Yagorath, although it's probably not going to happen because, you know, she's being implemented soon. We're on the PTS where you take more damage from staying in her spray, because most of the time it feels like people just kind of ignore it because it's like 40 damage. You know, it'd be lovely for the ability to actually stop people from being able to stay in the area, but most people just don't really care. This objectively is a not very good ultimate because I'm dead again, as you can kind of tell, and as I got across kind of well in the introduction video. My feelings on the Yagorath are a little bit mixed. I do like a lot of parts about it, but I also don't like a lot of parts. Did roll around a little bit there and dropped some stuff on the floor. I'm going to pop the Q, detonate it early to get a bit of damage on him before he rolls off, try and spray, but my range is so limited. Would love for her to have some more range because it feels like you have to be kind of stupidly close. He just did a bit of a lap. You know, you can do really well in close range fights, but as soon as people get to mid-range, you're kind of useless. The Victor's going for the ult. I'm going to try and pop the Q. The delay there is brutal. He got rid of our Ceres, but I think we can take him out. No, he's just going to get away. How did that not kill him? Right click, there's some stuff. There's my F. He's just AFKing kind of. Am I still dead here? Okay, at least we took the Victor out. Ram did manage to get on the point there, so we stopped it at 96%. But what I've been trying to say for like the past freaking 10-20 minutes is that Yagorath isn't the most fun character to play and also isn't the most fun character to go against. So I'm going to go ahead and ult the Victor here. I'm pretty sure I'm dead because of course I am, and I'm stuck in this animation, so I'm not able to do anything, and then we are gone. And Victor's just going to go ahead and drop an emote. The ultimate is my least favorite part. I said that in the intro video. It's pretty much the same. If anything, I even like it less now after having played a bunch of matches with it. There is the 1-2. Like, I really don't want this to be a negative video because there's a lot of things about Yagorath that I really, really like. I think it might also be that I'm playing on NA servers is just making my experience just generally worse, but currently I just have so many mixed feelings about it. But a lot of it could be the server stuff. I'll be able to tell much more so in the video when I'm actually able to play on live, and I really don't want this to be a negative video because I love what Yagorath stands for. I feel like the execution just could have been a little bit better. I'm not going to ult you. I'm going to go ahead and just ult the Devourer because why not? The fact that the person you're ulting can also hit you makes it even worse. That is me. That's me cleared in the ultimate, and then I'm dead afterwards as well. You know, I'm never going to complain about getting a new character, and at the end of the day she's meant to be a tank and she does that job bloody well. But let's just try and blast the enemy Yagorath here. We'll pop the Q. He just used his a little bit early, so we should be fine. Victor went for the ult. I'm pretty sure I'm dead. I probably shouldn't be focusing the Yagorath. Maybe we can get rid of the Devourer. Nope, she's just going to go ahead and stay alive. Ram to finish her off. Nice. They're going to be pushing it in the overtime. Dredger's up top spamming. Ceres is there doing stun stuff. Ram is blasting. Definitely feels like playing as kind of a mini boss or playing against a mini boss, which is definitely what they were going for. It's not a bad thing. We've got the 2-2. This is going to be a pretty long game, but I really am interested to hear your guys' thoughts once you get a chance to play her, and when she goes into live. I'm interested to see where she goes from there because it's really hard to judge anything on the PTS because it is, you know, the public test server, let alone when I'm having to play on NA. Gonna just run straight past the point, jump here on the top and start blasting them, see what we can pull off here. This is probably a bad idea. Just gonna run away. I guess we're fine. There's a tap for the Devourer. There's my left click. There's my Q. There's my stance switch. There's my Q in my new stance. I think I'm still dead though. Victor was blasting me a little bit there. I do have the ultimate. Should we just go for it? Let's go ahead and ult the Corvus. I don't know who else is hitting me here other than the enemy Yagorath. See, I feel like it should give me the execute there when I pull them to me, not after I finish the animation. We did actually get it that time, but it still just feels really, really weird. Like I said, the ultimate is definitely the thing I'm most iffy about. The rest, I feel like I could probably be fine with after I play with her for a little bit longer and I get adjusted and stuff. Hello, enemy Yagorath. But comparing her to any other Paladins character is a little bit weird. I imagine in situations like Onslaught and stuff, she might do a little bit better. The amount of damage I just kind of mitigated there. See, at tanking, she's bloody great. I just took a Victor ult and a Willow Q and everything, and I barely even phased. There is the reveal. Just show everybody where they're at. I really don't want this video to be taken the wrong way, so please don't misunderstand me. But let's blast. Let's start blasting the Victor. There we go, he's gone, especially if you've got teammates you can easily go through people, but it's just a really hard character to talk about, especially in the situation I'm in. The enemy Yagorath is just tanking stuff. Let's just keep blasting her though. She should be gone, I think. Did manage to get rid of the Yagorath, but then I died because the team was all retreating there a little bit. What else do I go for? I'm going for damage reduction and stuff. I don't know what else to grab other than Cauterize and damage reduction. There, Yagorath's going for Chronos and also resilience because of our Ceres and stuff. I don't know if that makes sense for me though. Let's blast the Yagorath a little bit, spread our caustic stuff around. She's gone. There is the Q. The Willow dead zone is brutal. model, but we just tanked so much stuff. We need to blast them because if I try and roll away, they're going to kill me before I can pull it off. There's the F. Good chance to try and leave. Thank you, team, for the heals. I appreciate it. Use the left click to spread some stuff. There's the F. Hello, enemy Yagorath. I'm going to try and get rid of the Willow first. There's my Q. That Victor is so low. There's the end of the Q. I think I'm dead if I get out of this stance. I'm definitely a goner, but we did deal at least some good damage. Team did trigger the overtime, although I'm not too hopeful here on the push. I'm going to pop the F here so we can push it the rest of the way. Try and spread some stuff on the Vora. Is she gone? I'm going to go ahead and ult the Willow. I actually nailed that. She should be gone here. For some reason, the Ram can't deal any damage to her. Why is that a thing? Wait, why can't our Ram do any damage to her when she's being gripped? That makes no sense. There is the detonate, which didn't work, but the Victor is dead. Corvus is running in. The Yagorath is as well. I'm going to focus getting rid of him here. I need to make sure I land the direct hit for the damage. He's nearly gone, but I couldn't even kill him there. I was spraying him for fucking days. I couldn't clear him. Going to just use the Q. The Yagorath did the same thing. Vora's going for the execute. That is me as a goner, and there is the push failed. There's just so many things about Yagorath that make her less fun to play. That was definitely a really weird one just there, though, when I was pulling the Willow and the Ram actually couldn't deal damage to her. I just feel like the ultimate wasn't really thought out or that much and wasn't tested as much as it should have been. But Sarah's saying, I wish we could go to other maps. I did get other maps a while ago, but I played Timbermill now 3 times in a row, so maybe they changed it as I was playing. But let's go run into the last round. 3-3. Hello, enemy Yagorath. There is the Q. I'm really interested just to see how she does when she's in live. I think that's just going to be really, really interesting. I'm going to save some of my spit while she's in the Q because I can't really do too much damage to her. Am I even on the objective? I wasn't even on the objective. They just got 33% of it. I feel like I was on the edge of it there. Some of my body must have been because my unit's huge. Bit of a shame that I technically wasn't on that though to counter it. We'll just roll in and start blasting. The Yagorath, that's a bunch of ultimates. Was trying to spam the Q, but because of the servers didn't work, the Ceres went for the ult. Did get rid of the Willow. She's going to pop the F. We're still spamming the overtime. Genos is right on the edge, but there is the defeat. I think they deserve the win. Again, I feel like I did a little bit better in that one, but you could definitely tell the things I don't like about Yagorath just from seeing me play her and seeing a very similar thing from their Yagorath. I felt very tanky in that one, whereas in game 1 I didn't because the Sky was just blasting me and we also weren't really getting too many heals, but in that one it worked quite well, even with the 18 deaths, which isn't too much if you compare it to the rest of the team because Yagorath is usually going to have a little bit more of a death count, and especially considering the damage of the rest of the team there, I'm quite happy with how we did. Dredge actually has less damage than I would have thought there. Same thing with the Ceres. The Genos did pretty good and our Ram did okay, but I don't know how we had so much in comparison to everybody else there. Maybe I was doing better than I felt like I was, but Yagorath overall won't really ever make you feel like you're shredding because she's a tank. For the stats on their side, their Corvus did a really good job, so did their Victor, so did the Willow. All 3 of them shredded. Same thing with the Vora there. Their Yagorath, as you can kind of tell, didn't do too good. Very similar stat to what we had, which is what you'll see most of the time. She's a character you don't really see stat-wise, but you'll definitely feel in a match. I feel like I've been crapping all over Yagorath in this video, and I really didn't want to do that. That's not what I want to get across at all. I'm really excited for Yagorath. She's really, really unique. I'm very interested to see where she goes from here because I feel like she's got a ton of potential in Paladins, and I only complain because I see so much potential in Yagorath and also Paladins. If I thought they were both just rubbish, I wouldn't complain because why would I complain about something that I wouldn't want to see improved? And I feel like Yagorath definitely has room for improvement. Shout outs to Sparkly Fart, feel the need to read out that name. That was their Willow. Shout outs also to Ceres, who I think called me out in the chat there. She didn't do crazy stat wise, but I can guarantee she annoyed the hell out of them because they all grabbed max resilience for the stun Ceres and also the grip Genos. And yeah, there we go. That was Yagorath and also the new Timbermill. I actually have very similar thoughts about Yagorath as I do with Timbermill. It's in a very similar spot, as in I have a decent amount of complaints about it and I feel like it could be quite a bit better. I don't really think Yagorath or Timbermill are going to get massive overhauls now because we're in the PTS. They're close to being released, but there's definitely some things they could still do before they get released to make them a little bit better, because what's also really interesting for me is that a lot of people have very similar opinions to me this time around. You know, sometimes I'll say something and a lot of people will really, really disagree with me, or I'll say something expecting people to agree with me, but with Yagorath and Timbermill, I haven't said my thoughts anywhere. I did kind of a little bit in the intro video with Yagorath. I talked about there are a few things I didn't think I'd like, but this time around it seems like most people kind of agree that Yagorath is a bit iffy, and same thing with the new map. I really like both of them. I'm excited we have both of them in the game. I've obviously got a bunch more PTS videos coming on the way, but a hell of a lot of things I said in my intro video before having played Yagorath were actually kind of true in a different way than I was expecting. She's really, really unique and also very, very situational. Depending on your team, depending on the map, you will do either really, really bad or really, really good. It just depends. And I'll tell you right now, the fact that Timbermill is getting an update at the same time as Yagorath doesn't really help her case, because it's not a very good map for Yagorath for pretty obvious reasons, and also me having to play on North American servers definitely messes stuff up. So this is more of a first impressions. Like I said, it might change as we go, but thank you for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. I really will love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. I'll see you guys all very, very soon, and of course, as always, stay Frost there.